Welcome to Motherwell. What's attracted you to this club?
Oh, many things. Proud club of its history, and ownership, or at least the board, quite new board with new ideas, more modern way of thinking, some plans of renewing Motherwell, but you know, still with respect for the tradition, for the fans, and how much the club means for the community, which I really like, because there's a special atmosphere. You feel it directly when you enter the premises here. Yesterday when I arrived from the airport, it was packed with children in the middle of the school run, you know. So you feel the strong connection to the community here through different and multiple generations, which I really appreciate. And then obviously at the platform of trying to do something modern and break some barriers in Scottish football, and the openness and willingness to do that with the new people who've come in recently.
You've got quite a varied CV. You've been a manager, you've been an assistant manager at a couple of big clubs as well. What made you want to go back into management and here in Scotland?
Because it's what I feel I'm the best at and what I thrive the most with. I've had, you know, my career has taken me different places. Some of them unplanned, but that's how football is sometimes. And a year ago, I had an opportunity to go to a very big club at an early stage in my career and see if I could get a taste of Champions League, which we did, and then after that it brought me to FC Copenhagen, which is the biggest club in Denmark, and with an opportunity to win something in my home country, which was a special experience, winning the double recently, and working with some really good people and getting some inside experience from big organizations, top performing at European international level, which was a great experience for me that I could use in my next step as a manager or a head coach somewhere. And I think I've used some of I will use some of that experience. I've got a deeper knowledge on things and how to implement things. Also, even though this is a club with a little fewer resources than the last two clubs I've been in, but there's a lot of things and ideas and structure from the big organizations I've been in that we can use going forward into the process where we're going now.
Am I right in thinking that you already know a couple of the managers who are here from previous clubs? Jimmy Tillene, did you come up against him in Sweden?
I did.
And also you played alongside Russell Martin at Norwich.
True.
How much are you looking forward to locking horns with them again?
Oh,
and have you spoken to them at all?
Very much. Yeah, I haven't spoken to Jimmy yet, but we had a very good relationship when I was in Sweden. Very good guy, very respectful, humble, and a very good and successful coach in Sweden. And he's done a fantastic job here since he arrived. They really took off when he came. And I really look forward to meeting him and hear about his experience in Scotland, and obviously Russ, who was a great teammate back in the days in Norwich, has done a fantastic with his career, and I've had contact with him over the years, and we actually met I think it was in 2019 when I was doing my pro license at the under 21 Euros in Italy, and suddenly we bumped into each other back then. He was also on a pro license course, so it was quite something. It was fun, and it's going to be great to see both of them, but also all the other great managers who are here and doing a good job. I look forward to meeting them and get inspired and getting tested and challenged. So I really look forward to that as well.
What's the biggest challenge facing you here at Motherwell?
I think the biggest challenge is that there's a lot of work to be done right now, in terms of organizing. First of all, because I've just come in recently, so a lot of loose ends. There's a big job to do with building the squad, because a lot of players have left. And then as it always is, when you come in as a new leader, and you want to implement your ideas. It's always going to be intense for the first 6 months because everything is from scratch. They need to get to know me and my ideas, the way I work, and so everyone is on their toes even more, which is it makes the environment and the everyday quite electric in the beginning, but it's also very energy consuming and energy giving at the same time. So a lot of interesting and very exciting challenges and jobs to do, and we already kicked off doing it. So we were very busy. Everyone is doing their very best to support me and to move forward with things. And I think it's been since I arrived yesterday. It's been 24 really good hours so far.
You mentioned the squad there. Many players leaving as well, obviously the previous manager leaving under difficult circumstances. How do you assess where the squad is at the moment and how much work is needed to make Motherwell where you envisage they will be come start of the season?
Yeah, it's hard for me to give you a specific number if that's what you're looking for, to say how much work is a lot, obviously, but I will also use the experience from the staff who's already here. And all the information they've gathered and the knowledge they have on the players and what we need and what they are capable of, and I'm gathering as fast as I can all that information, and then I'm trying to kind of take that in, and then obviously we will with the help of each other and my new ideas, surely but steadily move it forward, and then I'm sure that. Soon you will see what we try to do, and over time you will also see us being more and more effective with what we do, and in more time we will reap the benefits of what we will do and what we will try and implement.
For the Motherwell fans watching and listening, how would you want your team to play? What kind of style of play should they be expecting, and what would be your message to the supporters?
Yeah, I will give you a few headlines. I will not go into detail, but because I think it's fair to present that to the players first, and I haven't had the opportunity to do that yet. But the football I prefer to play and what we want to do, we want to play some dynamic football with players who wants the ball, who wants to do something with the ball, wants to take the initiative with big intensity on and off the ball, aggressiveness, discipline, structure, and we want to expose the opposition for a lot of positional challenges in the game, not just the long ball in behind. That will still be part of, because it is an important part of football. But we need to have more layers and more detailed in our way of playing football. Using more dimensions in the game than what Scottish football maybe traditionally has, and again want to try and break some barriers and some traditions, but still with that intensity and that team spirit that every fan would want to see, and that I expect to see as well. A team who desperately wants to win and wants to demonstrate and show that with positive body language and a lot of intensity. So hopefully some tempo-filled football, who should be attractive to watch, attractive to come and play, developing to train and to play, and in the end effective.
You've talked a bit about breaking barriers, was breaking traditions. What are those barriers that you want to break down in Scottish football?
I think Scottish football has been through a good development over recent years, like many other leagues. Some leagues are more pioneering, and where everyone is following. I think there are still the Scottish League, as far as I know, there's still a lot of variation in the way teams approach the game. Whereas if you compare it with the Danish league, there's not a lot of variation anymore. It's very streamlined to a very modern Northern European passing possession-based style with playing out from the back. All academies do that. Whereas I think there are some teams who've gone in that direction. Celtic, for example, has with Brendan Rodgers. I think I'm absolutely positive that Rangers and Russell Martin, who's very uncompromising in his style of play, will play some very interesting football going forward. More teams have tried to do it also in the other end of the league, and some are still doing it very traditional. Which I think is a very interesting challenge to be in a league where the variety of what you face is big. And in Motherwell, with the recent manager, he's tried to modernize the game a little bit, have more passes in the team, and we'll try to use that platform that he's built and then work from there.
So just keeping that in mind, you obviously want to almost change the style a bit, play modern football. What are your targets in terms of league position, finishing, other things, and other than just the style of football? Yeah. What are your targets? What have the board said to you your job is?
I think we shouldn't talk about placements right now, because there's as I just answered one of the previous questions was what are one of the biggest challenges. There are a lot of things to do still before we can say what this squad and this club is capable of this season. But what I will say is, I've also looked at the club history over the recent years. If you take the last 5 years, we've been in top 6 once. We've been 3.4 off in average, 3.4 points in average in reaching top 6. So is it possible if we lift things and if we do things a little bit better over 33 games? I think it's possible to find a win and a draw. And we will try and do that, obviously, and then with respect of the finances in the club, with the present situation, we want to do it sustainably, both financially and football wise, and see if we can break into the top 6 and see if we can stabilize the club there. We know that it takes time. It takes continuity, which the club hasn't had recently. I'm the third manager in 6 months, so we need some time to get things in the right direction. But we also have an interesting opportunity here, with possibilities to really form the squad, as much as we can, with a lot of players out of contract. And then with respect of the finances, and again over time, see if we can lift everything off pitch, on the pitch, and the experience and the talks I've had with the board so far is that they're very interested and very eager and very positive about lifting things in different areas.
Where do you rate Scottish football in terms of, when you compare it to the other leagues that you've managed in terms of the quality of it? Where do you see it sitting?
Yeah, I think that's a very difficult answer, because do you compare Celtic to one of the, or do you compare Motherwell to one of the? I think the Scottish League is, if you take into consideration that there are only 12 teams in the league, the difference from bottom to top is huge compared to the Danish league. And so it's a very hard question to ask or to answer, I would say. But again, it gives me and other managers in this league a very interesting task to be able to compete at both very different levels from week to week, but also against very different style of play and approaches to the game. So that would be my best answer to that question. But obviously there are some really good international teams who are gonna, and who perform well at Champions League level already. And then there are some teams that might struggle a little bit playing in Europe right now.
It was announced earlier that the previous assistant is moving on.
Yeah.
Do you have a new assistant in mind? How soon do you expect that to happen, if so?
Yeah, again, it's gone really fast. And we've started the process, obviously, but I don't have one sitting downstairs already. but we are doing everything we can to get organized and trying to find the replacement for Ahmed. So it's also one of the challenges we're facing, but also an interesting one, which gives us an opportunity to get the perfect one in. And if that means that it's going to take some days or a week or two, then I'm positive that the guys that I have with me already, they will help us through the initial period of the preseason in a very good way. They're very positive, very keen to help, and have a lot of knowledge around about the players in the club. And then we, as I said, we're working tirelessly to get the last bits and the last persons in. And of course, it's a key person with an assistant manager, especially for me coming in as a new manager. But yeah, we'll do our best to do it as fast as possible. That's for sure.
There's obviously been a lot of speculation about Lennon Miller's future. Do you anticipate him still being here? Is there any update on any bids, any interest at the moment?
There probably is, but it's not been top of mind of what I've been doing today. So I will probably need to get that update myself. I know he's a fantastic player, and he's just gone into the national team, and he's a big profile for Motherwell and Scottish football, and for sure he's going to face a fantastic international career, and then we will see over time if it's going to be this summer that he will take the next step. I know the rumours. I know there was a lot of discussion and expectations, which he's done his to create all the expectation by performing really well. I haven't met him yet because he's got a few extra days off because he's been with the national team. So I think it would be fair for me to meet him first and have some good discussions with him before I answer any specific questions about his future.
Have you met any of the players yet? When do you?
Yes. I've met most of them today. They were in for a medical screening. Yeah, so it was nice to meet them very informally, just to say hi in the gym, and hear a little bit about what they've been doing on the holiday. Are they ready to kick on? They were very positive and buzzing and happy and excited. And so far what I've heard, it was a positive day also from the medical staff's point of view. So. Yeah.
And training starts tomorrow, pre-season training?
Yeah, we'll do some testing tomorrow on the pitch, physical testing, and then on Friday we will bring the balls.
The season starts in less than a month compared to where you've been. How different will your pre-season be set up as opposed to maybe somewhere in sort of Sweden or Denmark?
Yeah, in Sweden and in Sweden, for example, there isn't much pre-season in the summer. So it's very different. It's a week off and then you go again, more or less. Whereas there's a long preseason and winter. So every league and every club is different, and then it's also different from club to club. Where are you? Do you need to find a lot of new players, or do you just need one or two adjustments? And then you can take on. Is a new manager coming in, or is it the same? Obviously, there's going to be a lot of new things we need to implement. So there's going to be probably more meetings than a normal preseason if it was the same manager who'd been there for 3 years. But I'm positive that we'll spend all the minutes and hours we have together as good as we can to get to know each other fast. And then I think it's good that that the league starts not in a week or two, but that we have some time to get to know each other. We will use every day we can really well. So I'm happy that we have a bit of time, and then I will obviously work with the rest of the management with getting all the stuff done around the team when we're not on the pitch.